Jack rocks in a box. Here's your look at the new Diamond Select, the Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas Deformz Vinyl Figures Series 2. And in this review, thanks to the folks over at Diamond Select who provided the samples of the Deformz, we're going to be having a look at an entire case. That means there's 3 across, there's 4 back. That gives us a total of 12 boxes that we're going to be opening up. The Nightmare Before Christmas Series 2 Deformz are available right now in specialty stores and online if you're looking to pick up these for yourself. And let me just give you a gander at the kind of, whoa, it's got some serious weight going for it. Let me just give you a gander, though, at the type of characters one will expect to find inside each of these boxes. You get a Sally, a Smiling Jack, an Oogie Boogie, a Glow Jack, Dr. Finkelstein, a Wicked Jack, a glow Green Oogie, Santa Claus, and a Glow Sally. So there's a fair number of characters to get here, and I'm glad to see that they've actually used notable characters. Not necessarily the Tier B or Tier C characters from the movie. No, you're actually getting a fair share of Jacks, Santas, Sallys, and even a Dr. Finkelstein. We're going to go ahead, open up each one of these, and in order to do that, I've got myself Chet Cunnington III, although, I don't know, I probably don't even need to use a knife. I'm sorry. I'll still pay you for today's work, but I don't think I actually need you today. We're going to go ahead and rip the boxes open ourselves using our bare hands. It's sort of like pancakes, really. The first one is always the messiest, and then you'd like to hope afterwards you've figured out exactly how to make a pancake. So the reasoning why I'm sure this one's a little bit more heavier is we've got ourselves, as our first unboxing, an Oogie Boogie. You know, Chet, I am going to need you. He was just thinking to himself, oh, wow, I've got the whole day off. I'm getting paid for it. No, that's usually how it works at work as well. Boss says, you know what? You could probably just head home if you want to. We don't really need you if you want to, take off early. They always say, if you want to take off early, and then just as you're about to walk out the door, somebody says, oh, actually, you're just leaving. Can I just bore you for a second? And then you're there for the rest of the day. There is Oogie Boogie. As you can see, he's got his dice in hand, a snake out of his tongue. Out of his mouth, I guess, as his tongue. That's a nice looking figure. Wow. It almost looks like, I was going to say it almost looks like he's got head articulation, but I think it's just the way his head was put together. It certainly would make up the reasoning why it was so heavy in box. I probably immediately picked the heaviest one out of this entire set. Although there is actually an Oogie Boogie, a Glow Green Oogie. A Glow Green Oogie. So he might actually be the other heavy one in here. And Oogie, by the way, is 2 of 12, so we probably will be seeing this guy again shortly. Let's put him to the side. This one, again, feels heavy. Ripping the box on this one as well. It doesn't have to be a polished, clean job. And I think we have ourselves another Oogie as well. Yes, indeed we do. Grabbing again, Chet. Slicing the bag open. There we go. And we got ourselves Oogie Boogie ×2. Nice looking figures. These would be great to be putting on a desk. My desk usually is kind of overrun with like trinkets, little blind box collectibles and everything else I've collected over the years. That's usually what my desk looks like. What's your desk look like? Do you have a desk? We can have a discussion about this. Let me know down below in the comments section. While doing that, though, while we are having our discussion, we have managed to pull out Dr. Finkelstein on his tiny little wheelchair. Sally! That's not actually what he sounds like. Shouldn't have even started that, knowing how bad that impression would have been. There we go. Dr. Finkelstein with exposed brain. I like that they did put him on a wheelchair. Again, there's no articulation to speak of on these. Dr. Finkelstein, by the way, is 1 of 12. So this will be, sadly, the only time we're going to be seeing Dr. Finkelstein. So soak this all in if you can. Okay. I wanted to give you enough allotted time to soak that all in. I don't know how much time really one needs to soak something in. If it's like a sponge, you only need a few seconds. Those sponges, well, there's a reasoning why they say it sucked things up like a sponge. Sponges are good for that, actually. The next one we have is a Sally. Slicing the tape. And it's not even tape, it's a bag. Oh, interesting. This one's actually got a little display stand attached just underneath her hair to kind of keep this, I guess she's kind of a statue, so to speak. I mean, she's a little small, miniaturized statue, but she doesn't have any posability, which usually is the telltale sign that something is a statue. She is on what looks to be the flooring of Halloween Town. Very, very nice looking piece. But then, by the way, actually, this one here, I'm assuming it's this one. 2 of 12. It seems like she's got the same hand gesture. What was the other Sally? Oh, this one glows in the dark. Doesn't seem like this would be glowing in the dark. I could be wrong by that, though. But we'll put her down. And just kind of give you an idea of scaling, by the way. Put Sally next to Dr. Finkelstein. Short of the fact that Dr. Finkelstein is quite a large-sized figure here. I guess, you know, she is supposed to be taller, so that's pretty good. And how does she look against Oogie Boogie? Let's put her against Oogie Boogie. Again, pretty good. Not bad. So we'll put those figures down. And again, by the way, if you are interested in picking up any of these, it should be available right now in specialty stores, comic book stores, or those places that used to sell albums, and now they sort of have moved on to t-shirts and collectibles and Funko Pops, because not really everybody is buying albums, CDs anymore. When was the last time you bought a CD? Have you ever bought a CD? You can let me know down below in the comment section as well. I can't even remember the last CD I bought. Just kind of thinking for a second. No, I can't remember. Can't remember what the last CD I ever bought was. Anyways, while I am thinking about that, we have ourselves Santa Claus. Spinning around quickly, I want to see what's on the list. Oh, apparently nobody's on the list this year. Santa Claus is keeping the gifts for himself. Nice looking Santa Claus, though. You can see he's got like a lollipop stuck to his beard. I don't know what those other things are. Are they supposed to be bugs or peanuts? Good old Saint Nick, though. And he's a good-sized guy as well. I mean, putting him next to Oogie Boogie. Yeah, I think he's appropriately scaled. Santa Claus, just quickly looking at here, was another 1 of 12. I was only going to see him once. Kind of like when you're only going to see Santa Claus once a year. That is to say, if you see Santa Claus, you really shouldn't be seeing Santa Claus. Let the man do his job. Let him come down a chimney or wherever other means he has to get into your house. Just let the man do his work, be on his merry little way, and if you're good and you leave the man alone, you should get yourself some gifts as a reward. The next one we have is a Jack Skellington. I like the look of this one. I'm not sure necessarily what he's doing. Is he giving instructions for how to get preparation underway for the Christmas thing that he's going to be doing? Filling in for St. Nick. It's not, I don't know if I would say it's Smiling Jack. I mean, he kind of has the similar type of pose, but his arms aren't the same way. Similar hand, but the arm doesn't seem to be sticking out the same way. And then there's the Wicked Jack. I'm guessing I have Smiling Jack, although again, like his arms aren't the same, and I can't imagine, I don't think his arms are supposed to bend. Any bit of bending will break them off, and then I'll be very sad. I'll probably make Santa's naughty list this year. Halfway through, ladies and germs. Let's open up the next box. I was almost so quick to grab Chet Cunnington, but I don't need him yet. Although he's not going anywhere. He's not going home just yet, because I still need him to cut the bag. Again, we got another Smiling Jack. Different posture, different pose, but still Smiling Jack. He looks awfully happy. Very nice looking face on these. A paint on these too. For the size of these figures, and just to put in proper perspective, scaling him in, along with Sally here, you can see the difference in size between Sally and Jack. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Nice looking paint on both of these. Put these over here. I always like when companies release collectibles that aren't the norm. And that's one of the things I really like about the Deformz. If you normally get those blind box collectibles, they certainly have after a while the same sort of look going for them. I like these, that they're all very much different looking collectibles. So when you're looking at Jack, even though, yeah, you could imagine that Jack and Sally would be of the same collectible, they don't feel like they're, you know, that they're very unique to one another. Small in size too, but then you can get yourself a very small Jack Skellington, and then just like next to him, you get yourself a very large Santa Claus. This certainly would be one of those collectibles that if you were to go into a comic book store or specialty store where you can find these, obviously you're going to be able to pick the box up and know right away, okay, well, this one's got some more weight to it. It's probably either Santa Claus or it's Oogie Boogie. It's not likely going to be Sally, and it's not probably going to be Jack either. Picking up and freeing the cardboard box prison. Let's see who we got. Oh, nice. And this time around, we've got ourselves the other Oogie Boogie, which I guess is supposed to be a glow-in-the-dark. I'm just looking on the back here. Glow green Oogie. Does that mean he actually glows? Maybe what we will do is after we've opened up everything, and if there are other glow box characters inside, we'll kind of keep those all to the end, and we'll see if they actually do in fact glow. Why am I having such a struggling time getting Oogie out of his package here? It's because he's so much of a bigger figure. All right. He seems to be the same. Put him next to the regular Oogie. Coloring obviously is the main difference between the two. I like the green though. I will say the green works quite well, especially when you've got the little yellow snake coming out of his mouth as his tongue. It really pops against the green. The dice seem to be the same. Again, I'm looking at this. I have a tough time thinking, oh, hey, his little seam there on the side is opened up. I like that. A little small touch of detail. But it doesn't look like he should glow in the dark, really. It looks like he's just painted green. We'll test that theory in a second. In the meantime, though, while I've been talking away, we've got ourselves 3 more boxes to go, and just doing a quick tally of what we've got here. I would like to get myself that Wicked Jack, which, being the fact he's 1 of 12, I'm sure I will be meeting up with him shortly enough. And then there's also the Sally. We did get 2 of those. We've got 2 of those, 2 of those. I guess there's really only just Glow Sally. I keep flipping around like I'm expecting to see a different image on the box here. There's a Wicked Jack, a Glow Jack. Those 2 will still be coming. And a Glow Sally. Well, we have 3 boxes left, so that kind of gives us a good idea of exactly which characters we're going to be getting, but we don't know just yet which boxes they're going to appear in. The next one we have is, again, another Smiling Jack. How many Smiling Jacks are we supposed to have? Oh, it says 2 of 12, but that seems to be the same Jack that we got before, right? It seems the same. Anyways, we will open this guy up. Let him breathe, after all. He doesn't want to have to be suffocating inside the bag. And again, another Jack. We seem to have been breaking the rules of how many are supposed to be in box, because, again, I'm looking at this. It's only supposed to be 2 of 12, and yet I have 3 Smiling Jacks inside. Let's open up the next box. I'd hate to think that all the rest of the boxes would be Smiling Jacks. As good as that figure may be, I want to see Angry Jack somewhere packaged inside here. And we've got a Sally. Whether it's a Glow Sally or it's a non-Glow Sally, we'll certainly know soon enough. Taking her out. Comparing her with the other one that we had already gotten. I guess really the only way I'll know is holding this up to light, cutting out the lights, and seeing exactly which one is the imposter, which one is the one that's going to be glowing. And the final box. So arrogantly thought that I was going to be getting ourselves an Angry Jack, and yet we're getting kind of down to the wire here. One last box to go. Let's see at least. Let's hope at least we've got ourselves an Angry Jack. And we do. All right. You know, and the gesture, the pose of the figure is about the same. Clearly, though, the difference between the two. I think already this is going to be my favorite of the batch. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, so let's put that one next to this one. This is the Smiling Jack. This is the Angry Jack. Smiling Jack, Angry Jack. The pose is a little bit different from one another. Angry Jack is a little more straight, I suppose. Very nice looking figures, though. Okay, so, not really knowing which ones are going to be glowing. I'm certainly going to be checking Oogie Boogie, that's for sure. What I will do in the meantime, though, is I'm going to pick my favorites of what we've opened up here, because that's usually what we do here. I'm going to definitely pick Angry Jack as one of my personal favorites. I'm going to go with Oogie Boogie, maybe as number 2. And I think I'm going to go with Old Saint Nick as number 3 of my favorites. What are your favorites? Let me know down below in the comments section. Now, in the meantime, though, what I am going to do, though, with Oogie Boogie, I'm going to hold this guy up to some lights, some lamp light, suck that all like a sponge. See how we've gone full circle there, like a sponge, and see if this guy actually glows in the dark. Quickly cutting the lights, one thing you may or may not be able to see is the fact that Sally here is actually glowing blue. I picked the Sally that I thought was probably most likely to glow. And again, I don't know if you can actually see her or not. It looks like a very ghostly face staring right at you through the darkness here. But she does in fact glow a blue. The Oogie Boogie, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be glowing at all. Despite Oogie Boogie not being able to glow, at least, he's a nice colorful version of the same figure that we've got. Almost looks like he's been molded out of lime jello. And an FYI, by the way, when it came to the Sally here, it turned out as well that I did get myself the glow-in-the-dark Smiling Jack, which would explain why there was 3 of them in the case rather than just the 2. And this guy actually just glowed a really nice bright green. And the difference between the 2, I don't know if you can actually see here. I'm going to grab the original Sally so you can see. The skin on the glow-in-the-dark versions are a little more coarser. Hopefully you're able to see that. And actually, that's the same thing as well for the Smiling Jacks. The Smiling Jack that glows in the dark, which this one is right here, you can see it's a little more coarser than the smoother-looking Smiling Jack here to the left. Really, really fun collectibles. If you guys are a big fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, you may want to pick these ones up as they are available right now. Comic book stores, specialty stores that used to sell albums or records, now they just sell t-shirts and candies and Funko Pops. But certainly if you guys would like to pick these ones up, they are available right now. A big thank you to the folks over at Diamond Select that provided this sample of the Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas Deformz Series 2 vinyl figures, in which we entirely opened up a whole case. I opened up an entire whole case, is what I really should have said. Hey now, if you guys are new to this channel, enjoying all the content you're seeing, you can do a couple of things for yourself. To benefit the cause, you can hit that subscribe button, of course, as being number 1. Number 2, you can hit that bell notification. And I guess as an added thing, you can also keep your peepers peeled, because there will be, in fact, more reviews popping up and coming your way. I did that with my mouth. We don't have a budget to do anything else other than that. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.